Stop talking. Tim, put the shovel down. All right, I'm going to start.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is James and Tim with Tabletop Terrors. Today we have RPG A Day video 22. The question today is, what are some random events in your games that keep happening? Random reactions, treasures, NPCs, charts, different things that come from like random roll tables and stuff that just seem to happen so often that they're no longer random. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't think that I have a good one for this.
I think I do. I thought of one that I think kind of applies to both of us, and it's a little meta, but I think one of the things that we've seen a pattern develop in is when we roll on roll tables, they go together so well, it's like we faked it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I rolled a 3, the coolest one.
And it's like, I don't think it's just like, oh, that could work, I could see that. It's like, when we roll and
those might as well have been written to go together.
Like we chose them on purpose, whether it's on one of the live streams we've done for Absolute Tabletop. It's a publishing company we're part owners in. We've done some of those, and it's like, oh my gosh, we rolled on a table in one of Matt Click's books. It's The Convocation, and there's a mission generator for his griffin riding Jedi knights in his world, and it was like we picked them.
It was like we picked our 4 favorite ones.
Right,
there's 4 options
that went
bad
like
guy,
this.
The environment, yeah.
Same thing. We rolled up a griffin, and it was like boom, 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 boom. Arguably, the roll tables, most roll tables are going to be built so that makes sense. But I'm telling you, it's like we went down and said, oh, okay, a merchant, all right, and that matches this political intrigue, which goes with the trade route. It's like, dude.
Exactly.
So to me, that would be the answer. The random event is the random roll tables keep on lining up flawlessly.
So I have sort of one then. This is also very meta. But
sure.
It makes sense. So we play.
We keep getting crucified.
It's so random.
Put down the hammer.
We play in Barker from Be a Better Game Masters, The Winds of Sir Celine 5e campaign. And by we, I mean me, you, Matt from Be a Better Game Master. I always get these. I always try to say
because you want to say Matt Click from A Fistful of
Matt
Dice.
Click from A Fistful of the Cosplay. Barker from Yellow Leather Game Master, and my fiancée Cassandra. Now the important thing is
from Porch Pottery.
Pattery. Can't say words. So Cassie has never really played tabletop role playing games. She did some role play a long time ago when she was in private school, sort of forum style role play where you come up with a story. So she was super into the idea, but she had never played the game. And so we're playing in this Wins game. And we're 2, 3, 4 sessions in. I bought her, I let her pick out dice and I bought her a set and stuff. It was really cool. And she's always rolling poorly. Every combat, she just can't roll well. And you know how sometimes it feels that way? Yeah. You roll and it just sucks. But then it was no, this is no longer this. And then so one day I had seen I think it was a video on Reddit. And so I take her D20 specifically and I roll it. And I don't know if you guys know this, but if there's an unbalanced die, you can kind of see it. It wobbles.
Yeah, sure.
And I rolled, and I'm like... So I re-looked up this video I saw on Reddit where you put... that you fill a cup of water, and you put salt in there, and you let it sit for a little while. And they do this with golf balls specifically, but it works with dice as well. Plastic dice, I don't know if it has to be... It obviously has to float. And you put the die in there.
Don't put your $200 wooden artisanal dice in a cup of water because we're talking about this.
But
do this at your own risk. We're not responsible for the desalinization of your polyhedrals.
Specifically, Chessex dice. Chessex is one of the major brands of dice that are sold, and you can find them everywhere.
Sure.
So I just got her a set. That's what I bought from Amazon. But I started reading some reviews, and people say, well, they make them in such large quantities that sometimes they're unbalanced. Specifically, any that are opaque. If they're transparent, they usually have to be a little more careful about what's on the inside because you can see it. So it can't be, it's a little more difficult. Those are usually a little better. But this D20 was rolling an 8 every single time. There was no...
More times than statistically possible.
So you put it in the cup of water and you tap it. And a regular die that's weighted well, or a golf ball that's weighted well, will just spin in the water. You know, there's no friction from anything else.
Yeah.
But this one, like, you hit it and you can see it wobble because
like
the heavy part will try to remain on the
8.
bottom. All that to say that when we realized that, first of all, I was like, okay, your frustration every game that you rolled poorly was warranted because it wasn't random. And B, I bought her a set of game science dice. I also bought myself a set because my set was a little wonky too. And I absolutely love them. And now that doesn't happen anymore. But it happened so often that it was no longer random.
Right.
And that's my weird roundabout meta answer for...
It's a good one. And I'm a huge fan of Chessex dice.
I love the styles. I love a lot of things about them.
I know exactly which ones you're talking about, and you can see it's pretty clear. It's like the edges are very smoothed over.
Yeah, it's like because they do a thing, they tumble the dice
right
after they make them in it.
I've got a couple specifically. I have a dark green set that I used for a ranger, and then I have like a like lava bright orange cool like pearlescent set. Both of those terribly unbalanced. I know this because, like you're saying, it doesn't matter what you roll. It's always landing on a very low. It's like a 4, I think.
And specifically though, it's usually the same number now.
Yeah,
because
it's like always a 4, always a 4, always a 4. And it's
because
like,
especially on a D20, and they make the edges so round, like it doesn't always land on the same one, but you can tell because it's usually around there.
Right. I gave them to my kid to eat.
That brings up an interesting point though, because I know a lot of people that don't like online dice rollers. This is a total different way. I've never thought of it.
This isn't a can of worms. This is a truck that's full of worm cans.
that are all open now.
He's like, hey guys, look what I found. I'm like,
some people don't like online dice rollers, but
Sons of Anarchy.
I realized after that moment that I put too much trust in physical dice because not all of them are created equal. Now,
sure.
I can't guarantee that my game science dice are perfectly weighted, but I love that they have sharp edges and that they are better than the Chessex dice.
I can guarantee you that they look awesome.
Yeah.
So I love game science dice.
Super cool, and so whether or not you have had a random thing happen or your Chessex dice are unbalanced, you should check out brigadecon.org. It is a charity sort of benefit role-playing game convention that happens online. It's going to be all day on October 29th. Sign up at brigadecon.org, and that allows you to either just watch games, look at the schedule, see who's playing, see what panels there are. You can also run a game, GM a game that you want, or play in a game that has open slots. And all of the benefits go to Child's Play.
Yes.
But Tim, what should they do on this video?
So, like this video, of course, and subscribe. But most importantly, you tell us, what is that random event in your game that keeps happening? The thing that is so frequent that it's just become comedic, like, oh my gosh, again. I want to know. Put it in the comments. We want to hear. And until next time, may your dice roll high.